Yo, what's up guys? It's Delodoom back with another video, second video on the channel guys. I know that I haven't been posting too much really. I've just been sick, and really this past weekend is really when I started to get good again, and I was starting to get a little bit sick again in terms of having, I don't know, a stomach ache, and it's been a little wonky, you know, in terms of all that, but I don't know what's going around, probably a flu of some sort, but didn't have the best of luck with that. But now I'm starting to hopefully get better, and so now I'm finally having a chance to really record this. I actually did record this video yesterday, but for whatever reason my audio is being funky. Sometimes it's either me, like my voice on the mic, either being too scratchy, or I don't know what to call it, and then other times it's just the freaking videos being too like echoey. So I'm gonna have to turn off my mic at least like when this is playing in the background, right? So right now basically what I'm going over again is just giving my initial thoughts with the season 4.5 update, with what the devs actually released yesterday. So gonna go over that real quick, and then we can go on to the newer stuff that happened earlier today. Obviously I would love to try to get, you know, these types of videos out as fast as possible, but just due to work and obviously not in the place to just make content full time, I'm going to be obviously more late than, you know, than other content creators. So just bear with me with that. But all right guys, let's get straight into the first one that they released yesterday in the morning, at least during my time. So here we go.
Hello everyone, Guang here. It's great to see you all again. In Season 4.0, Dr. Doom's plan to seize the heart of the dragon has been delayed by Shoulau's clever tactics, and as the Shenlong tournament preparation unfolds, Daredevil is set to join the battle. Is his true goal to help the Ice City regain its place among the capital cities of heaven?
Okay, so I mentioned it right on my video when I was working on it, but basically I felt like this new map that came kind of just ties in with Daredevil. I feel like that's what the whole thing was more about, right? Where you got heaven and hell kind of meet in a way. So I feel like that's what's going to be. And in terms of Daredevil itself, I don't have really too much to say on him, because I think everyone knew that he was going to end up being a duelist. I didn't see him being a strategist or even a vanguard, especially not a vanguard, right? But a lot of people did have speculations about how Daredevil was supposed to be a strategist, a healer, and I just could not see it. And even then, right, in like the previous update, the devs, they made it quite clear that they already had planned a full roster of what this year was going to be. And primarily, even though in the beginning when they were making these decisions in terms of like what characters to release, in the beginning I'm sure they had this, you know, nice thought about, you know, we're going to release a bunch of duelists because, you know, duelist is primarily the fun role in the game, to be quite honest. And so they had it all planned out and fun. But now I think as the seasons went on, people started to realize that, you know, everyone always picks duelists, and we want more variety in the different, right, in vanguards and even strategists. So I think now they're seeing that, and even though they had planned for duelists primarily this whole year, I think they're seeing, you know, it is what it is. I think that's what they accepted is. It is what it is. But they're going to try to catch up the numbers, whether it be strategists or vanguards, right up with the duelist. So I think that, like I said, guys, I think this was pretty much a given that he was going to be a duelist. I know some people are kind of irked about it, but you also have to understand, like, from their point of perspective, like, they had already this full roster planned in years in advance, honestly. So yeah.
Or has he already decided to commit a necessary evil for the greater good? Be sure to find out when Daredevil joins the Marvel Rivals roster in Season 4.5. As a duelist, Daredevil's iconic radar sense makes all evil visible. Nothing escapes his sight. In combat, he can pick a priority target based on the situation, use his agility to close the gap.
Okay, so to me, how I saw it initially was that I kind of felt like he was kind of a mixture of like who would I call it, Spider-Man, and even maybe Blade to an extent, maybe even something like Psylocke. But that's how I get his vibes, because I did watch a little bit of his gameplay, be honest, but to me is what he gives. That's what the vibes that he gives me, at least. Like, you got Spidey, because I think if you play Spider-Man, he gets like these senses, right? Like when someone's closer, someone's going to target him. And then you got Blade, who's like, I feel like Blade's a really good tank killer, right? Like, he busts those tanks like easy. And you got, I just feel like, honestly, I think his difficulty will probably be around like 4 stars, 5 stars, because he's not like the other heroes, right, where you can kind of pick up and just play him right off the bat. I feel like he's going to be one of those characters that takes a bit of time to get used to. There's skill to him, right? His ceiling is probably high. You have to be more aware in terms of like positioning. So I just feel like with him, that's going to be the case with him in terms of his difficulty. I don't know if they release like full like gameplay of him, but I hope that they do once we jump on to the next video. But yeah, so far those, I think Blade, like I said, is going to probably be one of those types of characters where you just have to, like, you know, have some skill with him, right?
Unleash rapid attacks with his speedy clubs. When facing tough opponents, Daredevil taps into the Beast's power, amplifying his martial arts for even more deadly strikes. Activate his ultimate ability, and Daredevil fully unleash the Beast. Any enemy who dares look at him will be gripped by fear, awaiting his cold justice. This update brings another round of team-up ability adjustments. We are removing Ragnarok Rebirth and taking Namor out of Gamma Charge. 2 brand new team-up abilities.
I did see this, guys, and honestly, kind of sucks for the Thor and Hela, how that is going to be pretty much retired, right, removed from the game. I think it was like, I didn't think that like team up ability was like OP, maybe up in high elo, right? But in terms of like mid elo, low elo, like I just felt like it wasn't really a team up that was abused, because not everyone knows how to play Hela, and not everyone knows necessarily how to position themselves with her, or even aim, because she's one of those characters where, like, yeah, her kit is not really that diverse. Like, you can pick up the kit real easy, right? But where it starts to get challenging, at least in my experience with Hela, is just getting that aim in, right? And if you can get those headshots in specific, like, you're going to be running lobbies, in my opinion. And so that to me is one of the challenging things about playing Hela, and not everyone, a majority of the people don't have that ability, I would say, right? It's very hard to be consistent with Hela, and I think it's just hard to really maximize that team up ability. So overall, I didn't think it was a team up ability that was necessarily worth removing, but I understand that they also want to change up things, right? And then Black Panther getting removed from the Team Hulk team up, right? I think, or not Black Panther, Namor. I think that was justifiable. I think it's getting to the point where it's annoying that Hulk has these kind of OP team ups, but at the same time, like, I think it's also unfair for Hulk. And the aspect that there are people who actually enjoy playing Hulk, who want to play Hulk, and he doesn't necessarily get that chance, right? Because everyone's always banning him. And so I think it just makes sense to kind of split this team up and put him up with Hela. I don't know about that one, but I did see how if she gets a kill, like, basically a squid spawns, right? So how OP is that going to be? I think if you have a good Hela on your team, you're looking to pretty much win that match, because that's kind of OP in my opinion. In terms of the Bestial Hunt, the team up with Punisher and Daredevil, I did see it. I didn't really see anything special to it. It kind of felt like a Bucky and Captain America team up ability, where it's really not something that's going to be game changing or really, you know, change the mechanics in the game, really. So I don't know how that's going to work, and obviously Hulk and Black Panther is going to be a thing, right?
Special Hunt.
Here they are, the fools.
And Deep Res.
The deep. Namor does not lose.
The legions of hell are beyond.
Okay, so this is what I did not actually catch on, is where if you have the team up ability and Namor kills someone and also Hela kills someone, like they both spawn squids. I did not see that one actually. Kind of missed it, to be quite honest. And if that's the case, that's pretty OP. I wonder if there's a limit to how much squids you can have at the same time. But like if you can have a bunch of squids, that's OP in my opinion. So I think that's going to be probably one of those team up abilities where you might actually get to see banned, right? So we might start seeing, I don't know who is in charge of that team up ability, whether it be Namor or Hela, but whoever it is probably going to be banned a lot, honestly.
Season 4.5 will also introduce an exciting new mode, with details to be revealed at the Thailand Game Show on October 17th. Plus, we prepared a special Halloween event.
These are cool.
And
These are
themed
cool.
costumes, so we can celebrate this mysterious and lovely season together. We've heard the community's requests for cross-platform progression. We have made it a top priority, and it's been frantically cooking in development behind the scenes. We're excited to share that the feature is now ready. However, to ensure a smooth launch, we'll first invite a small group of players to test and provide feedback during Season 4.5 before officially launching cross-progression for everyone in Season 5.
Alright, so overall, guys, like this is primarily, I feel like what they're starting to promote big for that Season 5 update. I feel like they're starting to get everything hyped up for that season. And this is actually something that I've actually been pretty excited about. Not so much because I knew it was coming, but it was something that was up in the air where I would have loved from the beginning of the game, whether if I played on PlayStations, for example, that I can move that progression and still be able to play on PC, right? I think that idea is so cool because, you know, it's just versatile. Like, you don't always sometimes want to play on a particular device. Like, sometimes if you have the option to play on a different device, like, you should be able to, right? So that's something that's really exciting. I think it's cool in that aspect, but also like kind of like it sucks in a way because I started obviously a PC account under the same email that I use on my PlayStation, right? But two separate accounts nonetheless, right? And the sucky part about it is like I spent money on my PC account, so I am curious, and those are actually one of my questions were like, one, if you are going to combine cross progression, right? Say you're using the same email, right, but on two different devices, and because they're two different devices, right, you're going to have obviously two separate accounts, but how do they choose which account is going to take over you know, the other account? Like, do I actually get to choose like PlayStation is going to overtake my PC account? That's like one of my questions, like how is that going to work? And two, like, say that is the case, right? Everything that I bought, say on my PC account, is that going to get refunded? Is that just going to be erased? Like, I understand if it gets erased, like it's no big deal as long as I keep everything that I worked for on my PlayStation, right? But at the end of the day, it's still gonna suck in some way because I did spend some money on my PC account, right? So those are like two couple questions that I would like to get cleared up and see how really that's all going to work. Like I said, they're going to be testing this out, right? And I'm sure this is going to be something that I would say should be important, and that should be something that they should like obviously have on their radar, right? Like these are the types of questions that definitely should be up there, at least top 2, top 3 at least. So yeah, they're going to be testing it out with a small group, and But yeah, it's exciting overall. If they have the initial idea implemented and sorted out, then that's cool. Like I'm excited for this to really roll out in season 5. So with that being said, guys, I'm pretty sure that was pretty much the last important thing of the video. I think they had like this option where you can customize your home screen background, which is honestly cool aesthetic wise, but overall not necessarily big. I'm going to do another video right after this to see if they release some balance changes. I believe they did. If they did, I'm going to go through it and make another video, but if not, I'm going to just obviously wait it out to see when that happens. Meanwhile, I could try to create more content on just my gameplay, right? Maybe I can do a series like mastering Hela, mastering Iron Man, or lording, something like that, and just talk about my experiences or how I'm thinking when I'm playing. And if there's any other type of content that you guys would like to see, feel free to drop it down below in the comment section down below. And that's it, guys. I'll be back with another video, and like I said, apologies for releasing this one so late. But like I said, with that being said, peace out.